I definitely figured out why Gen Z is aging faster than millennials.
Tell me. I have to know. Why do I look like this? I'm 23.
Another generation war is raging between Gen Z and millennials. This time, it's over who's aging faster. And y'all, Gen Z seems to be making our case for us.
And the girl comments, "Oh, I thought she was early 30s. I am 23.
Gen Z looks way older for their age. If you don't believe me, I'm Gen Z.
There are some theories as to why. Ironically, in an effort to stave off aging, Gen Z might be aging themselves with cosmetic procedures like Botox and fillers. According to some experts, those procedures can make you appear older and even affect the natural development of your face. Another theory, style and trends. Sometimes a full face beat, eyelashes, and a middle part bust down can age you, especially if you're 19. Then there's also the trends of old money and quiet luxury. Because why at 22 do you want to dress like Shiv? Some experts blame Gen Z's affinity for vaping. Others think it's the stress of being chronically online since childhood. Social media can cause and make depression and anxiety worse, and that can manifest physically. Or maybe it's not that Gen Z looks older, it's that millennials look younger. Because when I was a kid, these were 30-somethings, these were 20-somethings, and these were teenagers. Jokes aside, Gen Z is aging, as they should. And millennials, I hate to break it to you, so are we. Our beauty standards pressure us to chase youth, and it's time we redefine them.
Apparently, Gen Z is aging really rapidly.
It is mainly because of the stress. Come here. We live in a time nowadays where millennials look way younger for their age, while Gen Z looks way older for their age. If you don't believe me, I'm Gen Z. Get closer. I am Gen Z and nobody ever believes me. When my mom and I walk out in public, people think that my mom is my younger sister. Right? When I tell people, oh, I'm going to go hang out with my family, they think I'm talking about my children. I don't have kids. Right? I'm talking about my parents. I'm still the child. Does that make sense? I'll put it to you like this. Zendaya is older than me. Tom Holland is older than me. You know what I'm saying right now? There was one time I wanted an autograph from Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, right? I was standing for hours for this autograph, and when he walked up to me, I said, "Can you please sign this poster? It's for Jordan," right? He then took it and put, "Dear Jordan, your dad is a great guy. He stood out here for hours," and then gave it back to me. And before I can correct him, he looked at me and said, "Times were way more difficult back when we were kids, am I right?" And then he tapped my shoulder and left. Dwayne is 52. I am 26. What I'm saying is, so Gen Z definitely looks older. I'm not gonna lie to you.
You guys, I have so intentionally stayed out of the do Gen Z look older, millennial look young debate because as a Gen Z, I know that millennials look young. They do. It was probably the fact that I am an elder Gen Z, and so I was there at the tail end. I saw the society's come a long way in terms of destigmatizing aging, and skincare became really popular in the 2010s. Of course they took care of whatever. They look young. Millennials have had enough. Let's give it to them. They look young, okay? And so I've just stayed out of it as Gen Z. But today, I'm in the grocery store, I'm buying alcohol, it's self-checkout, the cashier comes over to me, and she's like, "You're over 30. So humbled. Immediately. No, I'm not over 30. And I thought I was doing pretty good. I was I think I look roughly my age. I've done the filters, they get it right. I am not over 30. Do I look like I'm over 30? Maybe I don't want to know the answer to that. I'm 26. I feel like I look roughly 26. I don't know. Oh my gosh.
Okay, everyone is talking about how Gen Z is aging faster than millennials. I was super curious about this because I'm a millennial and I did a little digging. So it could be due to a couple of reasons. Let's start with the obvious. Most Gen Zers vape. Vaping at a young age can cause premature aging, collagen breakdown, and contact dermatitis. Next is all the makeup. I think they see everything on social media. They want to buy all the makeup and they're constantly wearing more makeup at a younger age. All the chemicals and toxins in this makeup and wearing it on a daily basis can cause a lot of havoc on your skin and also accelerate the aging process by breaking down the skin barrier and predisposing you to more skin issues like eczema and psoriasis. And lastly, the fact that more and more young girls and boys are shopping in Sephora buying products that are wreaking havoc on their skin. They're 10, 11, 12, 13, putting retinol on their skin and probably in the sun all day, you know, doing their cheer or track in high school. It's just not necessary. It's breaking down their skin barrier and it's doing so much more harm than good.
I don't know whether you have noticed or you have observed, like, millennials are the people who were born in 80s, and there are some who are at 90s, up to maybe 96. And you have you noted, like, there's a difference, or there's something like they're not aging, and people have really reacted to this thing now, like compared now to the Gen Zs, that you see, like, it's a big difference. Like, for instance, now if you have a child, you just see like your child is just glowing like too fast. Like, now you're realizing, am I still old? Because now when you see your picture, when you see your face, like when you see how you look, like you feel like, oh, I'm not yet me. Maybe I'm not even yet, like, I'm not that old. I don't feel like I'm that old. Or is it something which is just a lies or a fiction in our mind, like those millennials that they think like they are not aging or they are not old, and getting the Gen Zs to feel like, making them to feel like they are aging faster than the millennials, because many of the millennials are the people, or they are the parent to these Gen Zs, and people have been reacting. What could be the cause, or what is the reaction, and what could be the cause of the aging graph? Like, when it comes now to millennials, like, it's coming down. When it's come now to the Gen Zs, it's going up. Like, you can compare someone who is at 30s and someone who is at 19, and you like confused. You get like confused. You wonder, like, even afraid to tell them or to ask their age, because you might get someone telling you that he is 22, but in his pictures he looks like he is like, you can gauge like he is 35, 30, somewhere somewhere there. And that's what there has been. There is the discussion on the online about the aging thing, about the millennials and the Gen Zs. I don't know what you think about it. If you have a Gen Z in the house, what are you seeing? What are they? What are you seeing? What the difference? What, or has they just taken something different that we never take, or the millennials have never taken, or are they using something different which the millennials has never used? I don't know what you think about it. And if it's the first time that you have met this face, my name is Rain Jambi, and kindly, guys, you're so much welcome in this channel. Also, we've got the videos that we have played in this channel, whereby now we owe the credits to the owners of these videos, and they're just there for us to run and to comment on it, and they're there for us, like, to know more about what is happening. And guys, you just watch and we'll come back with more commentary. Thank you.
Millennials, watch this.
Apparently, Gen Z is like aging really rapidly.
I mean,
one
they're
girl,
fucking chronically online. Depresso stresso.
well, I don't know, because we're the depresso stresso.
If I had to guess, you guys are most likely aging because you use words like depresso, stresso. But if Gen Z really wants to know, there is a scientific reason why you guys are aging faster than millennials. Millennials are the only generation of people that lived during the ramp-up stage. From 1981 to 1996, the world was drastically changing almost every day. So millennials were taught at a super young age that change is the only thing that's consistent in this world. Now, I know what Gen Z is saying right now to themselves. But millennials lived through 9/11, constant wars, a bunch of financial crises. We did, but you're forgetting our childhoods were the greatest childhoods of all time. We stayed looking young because we stayed nostalgic. Think about it. In the 80s, we had Saturday morning cartoons. You guys have no idea what it felt like to wake up to this.
Danger, watch behind you. There's a stranger out to find you.
felt like to take off on your bike and be 2 towns over and your parents having no clue. Our parents didn't tell us what time to get home. That was up to the street light. The majority of kids that were born in the 80s were latchkey kids, meaning we had to learn to take care of ourselves at an early age. By 7, I knew how to make a 3-course meal. Gen Z has no idea what it feels like to come home and turn the TV on to this.
Real love bursting out of every scene.
And I'm pretty sure our music has a lot to do with it too, because you guys were raised on shit. While we were in our 20s, we were listening to this.
Everything is right with you. You can never go wrong if you let me hold you.
Maybe if you guys started working on your music, you could reverse time. But I won't hold my breath.
Somebody recently told me that they thought I was 36 years old.
This might be controversial, but are Gen Z the fastest aging generation? So videos like this have been blowing up on TikTok, resulting in some serious aging anxiety from Gen Zers who are now entering their late 20s. Netizens are saying that it's no surprise that the generation that was raised in the age of social media, which normalized things like cosmetic surgery and Facetune, are now obsessed with anti-aging products, procedures, and trends, which has also already picked up among the youngest of the Gen Zers plus Generation Alpha. A series of TikToks with this viral filter have seriously distorted perceptions of aging and fueled a lot of fear, while social expectations and beauty standards are only making it worse. So are Gen Z actually aging faster? Maybe not. It seems way more likely that it's just social media perpetuating this age anxiety, and because it's nothing new, maybe this generation are just more used to comparing themselves on social media.
I definitely figured out why Gen Z is aging faster than millennials. I've narrowed it down to the only difference between millennials and Gen Z is that they had access to blue light at a younger age than we did. The screens that we were even on, I don't think they necessarily had the same LED blue light, because this is, I think, something that came with smartphones. Before, computers were like old TVs with boxes. I need to look into this. I'm not an engineer, but what I am good at is figuring out issues and solving them. What I gathered is that because Gen Z had access to blue light at a younger age when their body was developing, key factor here, hormone development, collagen development, you're growing, like your ligaments need to be stretchy. This might be why Gen Z is kind of tiny. Like, you guys are tiny people. Every time I see a Gen Z person, I'm like, am I a giant? Like, I feel big and I have excess collagen. I don't know if there's a correlation or causation there, but we're kind of just rolling with it. This is called an ADHD thought loop. Thought string. But I can imagine that this impacted the production of collagen, which made the production of collagen less than the typical human being, which would lead to collagen degrading at an earlier age, depending on the structures of the collagen, whether those are impacted or not, because the structures could in fact be impacted on a molecular level. It could possibly function different than other generations' collagen before, especially when we get into radiation. While people talk about how radiation isn't a thing, it is. It's a thing. Is it enough to impact us? I mean, so far, no. But Gen Z is the first generation to have technology during their time of development. I mean, millennials did too, but we had less available technology. I had hormone issues. I had a ton of issues during kind of my childhood. And that could have been related to me being on the computer more, because I was on the computer more than most people. But I was also a fan of Red Dye 40. So like, I think that was my problem. But with Gen Z, it's a generational issue. So I really do think that the blue light technology has impacted the way that humans develop. And because of the increase in radio frequencies, as well as radiation that is emitted from cell phones and other types of devices at this point, because we have so many technological devices, especially earbuds. I can imagine if they're using earbuds, there would also be interference within the energetic field of the body. This is science. Our bodies have energetic fields. Then I believe that this would lead to a generation aging quite rapidly compared to those that came before them. There's already research that shows that blue light does impact the way collagen is produced in the body and our melatonin production, which is a hormone from the pineal gland. So basically, all of our bodies are just out of whack, and because Gen Z was impacted during development, they're going to have more severe effects. Just like because I have ADHD, my memory issues are due to the size of the way my hippocampus forms, which I can work on, but it's an uphill battle. So your hippocampus is your collagen production, which impacts like a massive part of your body. The skin is the largest organ on your body, your joints. I mean, I think we need to look into this. There's got to be research on this. This is what I think, though. This is my hypothesis. So if I'm right, somebody should hire me because I need a job.
So, like, this is just a quick question. Why is it that, like, everybody, like, did anybody, like, notice that, like, everyone is born in, like, the 90s, like, to, like, 90 to, like, 90, like, 8? We all look young, and all of the motherfuckers that's born in 2000s look old as shit. No shade to Gen Z or whatever. But have y'all ever noticed, it's like, why are you 22 looking like you Rick Ross? Like, why is it that you look like you 46 at the age of 19? I am 30. Yes, I'm 30. I did that. Look at this. So it's just like, why is it that all of like the younger people looking like they supposed to be our age? I just got a question for y'all. Like, that's just my question.
I can't believe this is happening. Millennials are not aging, but Gen Z is aging 2.5 times faster than millennials. I'll give you examples. Millennial TikTok content creators are shocked when people ask for their age and find out that they are older than what most people assume they were. So a millennial looks 21, 23, but is actually 34, 32, 36. But when you look at Gen Z content creators, they appear much older. Some Gen Z content creators have actually posted their own testimonials. You can find them on TikTok. They say, hey, I'm actually 22, 24, 26, but I look like I'm 36. I look like I'm 40, or just an age much, much older than what people think they look like. We don't know if it's the added stress that Gen Z has. We don't know if it's the work that adds more to that stress, because right now work is horrible, wages are super low. Or another theory is the excess in skincare, makeup, surgery like Botox, lifts, stuff like that. I wasn't even aware that 20-year-olds had that type of money to be spending on plastic surgery, but apparently it's accessible. And millennial content creators, we didn't really grow up with that. We didn't have a lot of skincare and makeup and plastic surgery because, well, we couldn't afford it. But it is insane to think that Gen Z looks 2.5 times older than millennials. What the hell is going on?
Can somebody please explain to me why this generation of 30 to 40-year-olds look like they're in their 20s and the 20-year-olds look like they're in their early 40s?
I'm not going to drag out this video. I'm going to make it very short and sweet. The reason why millennials have better skin than the newer generations is because we actually protect our skin from the sun. We have great skincare routines. We're not jumping onto trends. Every time something new comes out and says it's promising, this, that, and the other thing, we stick to what the facts are, and we use things that actually have a lot of research behind them. And the newer generations are outside following the footsteps of people in the 60s and sunbathing with a whale.
Look, here are the two reasons why Gen Z looks so much older than millennials. The number one thing is the hormones. Food has gotten progressively worse for us, but Gen Z, y'all had it bad from the start. So girls are getting their cycles so much younger. They're developing so much faster. And number two, obvious thing as a makeup artist, I gotta address it. Gen Z's wearing makeup way younger. I wore makeup until I was in high school. Millennial women, we are just taking care of ourselves. We are doing the self-care. We are doing the workout. We are drinking the water.
You know, they say millennials look a lot younger than Gen Z. Like, millennials are aging way better than Gen Z. And I have two theories on this. Number one, millennials did not overthink the aging process. We were not obsessed with SPF when we were younger. We did not start any kind of anti-aging like Botox or fillers at all, the way that Gen Z is doing it to themselves now. And so maybe this whole preventative is not that preventative. And my second theory is that we just simply did not obsess over aging and how our skin looked the way that Gen Z is obsessing over it now. Like, we just live life. We were just so much more carefree. We didn't fuss so much. We didn't hyperfixate on this type of shit the way that the younger generations are hyperfixating on their skin and skincare and aging and all of that. We just lived, we just did things, and we didn't pay attention to this so much. I'm 37 now, and I quite literally just implemented some kind of a skincare routine 1 year ago. So maybe Gen Z is just seriously overthinking anti-aging and skincare and this hyperfixation on wrinkles and getting older. Because I truly believe that millennials at that age, the same age that Gen Z is at now, were happier. They were happier, and that energy, that happy frequency did far more to gracefully age us than whatever Gen Z is doing on the surface right now. That's my hot take.
You know, we are 80s, 90s millennials. What gift we have? Nothing, zero, only one gift we have. We look younger than our age. That's it. Oh, everybody look at us like, how old are you? I'm 37. Whoa, you 37. You look younger. See, only then you stupid, be happy, go home, sleep. And you think that you done good job in your life. This is nothing. One time you will see us dressing like Gen Z. One time you will see us dressing like millennials. One time we dress like Gen X. One time we dress like Flintstones. Yeah, but any generation we conditioning, no problem. We want to be with fashion because everybody will say we are old. But go look Gen Z. MashaAllah. You look at him, 2004, he's older than your dad. You know, believe me, go check. Gen Z girls, hand this big, foot this big, size 45. How? You go check, you say maybe she's 28, 29. No, she's 4 years old. How? What do they eat, these people? Millennial girls, 80s, 90s girls, they're all coming like this, very short, only like this coming, perfume, small. Go check, ask her how old are you? You think maybe 8 years old. No, she's mother, she have 5 children, she's almost 40 and she's this like this.
You want to know why Gen Z looks older than millennials? Honestly, that shouldn't even matter because at the end of the day, we're all getting cooked unless we do something about it because our world has changed. We don't live in the same world that millennials grew up in, that our parents or grandparents grew up in. So I'm going to tell you why these younger generations are aging faster than other generations. The first reason should be pretty obvious, but some people are still in denial that your food can't affect you that much, but it can. And the food that we ate growing up as kids is not made the same way as the food that Gen Z is eating now. Like, I ate fast food in high school almost every single day my junior and senior year, and me and my peers didn't experience any type of accelerated aging. And you're probably hearing of more younger people in Gen Z that are getting really bad gastrointestinal issues or other health issues compared to other generations. It's because there's more toxins in our food, which is causing our liver to be more sluggish. It has to work a lot harder to get out those toxins. Otherwise, it's going to cause dis-ease, accelerated aging, hair thinning, hair loss, just a slew of health issues. Second thing is these younger generations are exposing themselves to more oxidative stress, which causes accelerated aging, which is primarily from heavy metals exposure. And these young kids are vaping at even younger ages. We didn't have this as millennials. We were told to stay away from cigarettes because the DARE program is so strong. Even though vapes are more undetectable, they're still inhaling heavy metals and exhaling them, and then it's getting in the air. And we're all getting exposed to it, but more so when you're inhaling it. But it's gotten a lot worse in general with everyone trying to be sustainable. So a lot of products are made out of aluminum, heavy metals, drinking out of aluminum cans, eating more out of metal-based products. It's really just wild. That's why we all need to drink heavy metal detox smoothies every day. Third, we're exposing ourselves to way more chemicals than we have in the past. Like, you're seeing little girls at 5 or 6 years old having a skincare routine, wearing some makeup. Millennials did not have a huge variety of products back then. And I didn't even start to wear makeup until I was like 13 or 14 years old. And even though there are cleaner products out there than what I had in the early 2000s and the 90s, they're just not popular among these younger kids. They want the ones that are full of fragrance, that are tested on animals because they're sold at Nordstrom, other high-end stores like Saks Fifth Avenue, Sephora, all because of marketing, and these brands have bigger budgets. But these chemical-laden products that these younger kids are using, they contain endocrine disrupting chemicals that are really harmful to your health. So yeah, of course you're gonna have more toxins, your liver's gonna be sluggish, it's gonna affect the quality of your skin, your hair, your nails, just your overall health. I'm running out of time, but this is what I want to cover for now, so make sure to like and follow for part 2.
Differences between millennials and Gen Z that are making you look a little bit outdated. And I'm a millennial, so don't come at me. You know, makeup. A full face of makeup is very millennial. We also these YouTube videos of girls teaching us how to do our makeup. And boy, we cannot even see their skin. Gen Z is more centered on skincare or looking more natural. Even if they apply more makeup, it looks very, very natural. This TikTok trends, a cold girl makeup or the angel eyes, is a very, very natural look. Number 2, eyebrows. Eyebrows were very, very defined. Not very natural looking. We used to fill in every single spot. Now the trend, every Gen Z has their eyebrows looking very natural, which honestly I absolutely love. Lastly, skinny jeans. There's not a specific Gen Z style of jean. They just wear more slouchy or baggy jeans. I don't think we're gonna see them wearing skinnies. Let me know if I missed anything or if you do one of these things yourself.
I'm going to say this a little bit louder for the Gen Zers in the back that didn't hear me the last time. Millennials look fantastic for our age, and you cannot tell us otherwise. And the reason why you think we don't look great for our age is because we have set the new standard of what it looks like to age. And let me give you some examples. I'm 30. I got cat hair all over me. Shit. I'm 37 years old, and I'm about to be 38 this year. I'm about to give you some examples of what it looked like to be my age back when I was young. Al Bundy is 39 years old. George Costanza, 31 years old. Look at this entire cast of Cheers right now. Look at them. Literally, I'm older than every single one of these people in this photo. I'm a full decade older than Kelsey Grammer. If I rolled up to your house and I was like, oh, I brought my grandpa. He's 35. I'm 37. I'm literally older than him. These two are both supposed to be 45 in Father of the Bride. Like, there is a world in which all of us, all three of us, went to the same elementary school. And of course, Homer Simpson is exactly the same age as me. So if you see a millennial out here being like, oh my gosh, we look so young for our age, it's because the difference between us and you is so much closer than the difference between us and them. And like, we've set like a new standard of aging. So, of course, fine, we'll admit, Gen Z, you obviously look younger. You are younger.
And you can just see like, yes, you get it right. You get it like people are thinking, or these millennial people are thinking like, oh, we are not even aging, the years is not going, but not Gen Zs are like, we are growing old, but we are not even, we are not even competing. It's not about the competition, it's not about the timing. Many of these millennial people, they were born in the time of, when there was COVID and all that. These Gen Zs, generation, many of them, they were born in the time of COVID, and by then the internet was just being introduced to many homes. Like, I would say, like, even in Africa, like, internet wasn't that something that people would sit down and just YouTube wasn't even like that large or that big in Africa in that time. But now, like, when these Gen Zs are alive, or when they came, they felt like everything has been already on the table, has been prepared for them. For many of the millennial people, they didn't enjoy things to do with the electricity. There is this lightning. The scientists say, like, the electricity, when when the electricity is on, you just create in your mind like it's daytime, whereby now many of them didn't have enough sleep when they were young, so they lacked something, or they lacked maybe even to get to know the outside world, because there was this fear, like, there is COVID and so many fears, and they grew up in those fears, because when your parent is like, he doesn't want to expose you now to the normal life, to the normal world, the fear now is like you transfer it to your child. And maybe that is what now made them, or generated the knowledge, because they want to know why are we not like, why are you not free, why are you not like, and they found so many things in the internet. So that's why you are getting them like, they are very sharp, and they are very knowledgeable, they are very so much ahead, like more than the millennials, because they have researched, they have known the world, they have known the things that we were never, the things that were never exposed to the millennial generation. And another thing is, these children have learned even to do the beauty products, and how the millennials used to be so natural and so normal. These have learned how to change, even to change how they look. So they will determine even how they look. If they don't want to be like, they don't want to be big, they don't want to be black, they would do something, or they use some products which makes them, or make their skin even to age more, because they introduce to the things which are not of their age, and maybe their skin hasn't grown to that level, and they cannot even contain the chemicals that have been used. So guys, even the eating habit or the lifestyle changed, and that's why now you're getting them like they're aging, because even their lifestyle tells it all. These people, they know a lot, like when they doing the clothing, when they doing the styles, their clothing style is not like the millennials. When the millennials are clothing, they are clothing now just to compact themselves, like to make themselves like feel like they are small. But the Gen Zs, they want to dress like a grown up, and that's why now you're seeing like you might meet someone who is very young, but according to how he has dressed, you just find it like you find out like this person is a young person. And that's why now that phrase that comes like we address you as how you dress yourself, now it is coming out to it is now it's like it's true that there is truth in that, like how now they are dressing, like you might find them like they're dressing like they have gone now to the past, to the history, and they have come up with the dressing of baggy jeans and big jeans, and the hairstyle is bumpy, is big. They're not even shedding their beards like those young men, and it has become like a lifestyle, and to them it's like something which has come up, something which is new. But now, to many of the millennials, they were trained or they were taught how to be decent. They were taught like how to be. There was so much law about how to dress, how to talk, how to walk, how to eat, what not. But to these Gen Zs, many of them, they have just broken so many rules. They don't follow even what they are told, because they have just they will look to the Google or they look somewhere else, and they would train them something else, something different than rather than what you are training them to be and to do. And that's why maybe the aging is now coming in. When you look at them, they don't look that young, because now they are not even like parented by the real parent, by the reality. They are parented by the social media as training them a lot of things. Like if you have a Gen Z in the house, you just see it, like you tell a child like this is not right, this is not what you should do, and this is not the real thing. But you'll argue like, tell me, show me, why is it not real? And we'll just come with an evidence, this thing is real. But to us, we didn't do all those things. But to them, something which is up to their age, you will now expect like they should not do some things. But to them, like, it's a normal thing, because I'm a human, I'm a person, I'm a man, I'm a woman. So you get those arguments. And guys, maybe that's what has contributed to the aging thing about them, because their reasoning is very different. How they argue with you, they are very different. How they dress, very different. What they eat also has contributed to their aging thing. You get them like they're aging faster, because what they have been consuming so much, so much chemical and not real, not the real things, junk things, and they want just want things to do. They want to do some things faster and faster, and that's why now many of them, they take fast food, and everything to them is fast. Everything to them, there is no patient. Like that's what I think about. I mean, that is what my opinion is. Like now to us, we know how to generate, we know how to cook. Like to many millennials, they know how to cook, they know how to like to make food, they know how to make things for themselves. But to these Gen Zs, they're very different, and that's why now you get in them like the style, the lifestyle has changed, and has affected them in a big way. Also, the government also has contributed, or government in one way or the other, because they have felt like to restrict some things which are exposed to these children. And now you get them like they have overgrown their age, like you getting like a person or a child who is 17 years old, but the things that is exposed to is like someone who is like that 2 years old. And when this child gets to 21 to 22 years, you'll find like that person or that child will be reasoning like someone who is 40 years, and by that will diminish or will belittle their age, or it will make them like to age faster because their reasoning will be so different. Yes, their clothing and everything about them will be so different. And of if you have a Gen Z, what have you noted differently? What if you have the millennial in your house? What have you noted differently? What the difference? What is making them to feel to look different? And I don't know what you think about it. So guys, in that comment section, hit that button and tell us more what you think about it. And my name is Rin Jambi, and guys, you're so much welcome to subscribe, to like, and to share. And with this and many more, we'll just come back for more commentary. Thank you.